Yeah, this is your old school traveler. I'm back. I'm back. Let me tell you where I just came from. I just came from Vegas, so we're gonna talk about Vegas, about Nevada. Nevada really ain't got nothing other than Vegas. Nevada is a big desert. Now let me tell you about Vegas. Let me tell you the bad and the good. Let me tell you let me tell you the bad first. It's hot. It's hot as hell. Yeah, Vegas is hot. When you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and it's 100 degrees, it's gonna feel like 110. When you walk around at about 12 in the afternoon and it's 115 degrees, you're breathing in air. You're breathing in air. It's like breathing in steam water from a 150 degree shower. You are breathing in hot air. I mean, it's gonna burn your nostrils. When you turn your AC in your room on to 85 degrees, which is hot, it's going to feel like it's 20 degrees. It's going to feel so great. Yeah, Vegas is hot. The other thing about Vegas, too, is that every damn building is the same color. Every building is the same color. Desert color brown. Now, I love Vegas to death. I'm going to tell you why I like Vegas. But right now, I'm telling you the negative things. But then you're going to understand why I like Vegas later on. Vegas is a weird city. You know, when it comes to food, Vegas is kind of strange. There is no Nevadan or Vegas food. You got three ways to eat in Vegas. Free, which is you can eat free you can eat free in Vegas. You got low cost eating and you got high class eating. Let me tell you how you eat free. You eat free in Vegas because all the casinos and the big hotels and stuff with casinos in them, they offer you food coupons a lot. And plus, there are people on the strip that's offering you something all the time. They are selling things for the casinos or hotels, so they offer you food coupons. They offer you food coupons. And normally you can eat at a very discounted rate or free. I've been offered both. Now, I've been to Vegas about 20 times. Never been in a casino. Never stayed on the strip. No, I don't do the strip stuff. I don't go to shows, so I don't go to the strip. Now, like I said, they offer you coupons to eat for free. Or you can go to the suburbs or leave the strip, and you got mom and pop restaurants that's very, very good, and you can eat there. And the prices are cheap. I'm talking about a lunch, maybe $20 at the most, and maybe a dinner for like $30, $40. Now, when I go there, I stay at the Embassy Suites on Paradise Road, and you spend like $225 a night. I've been all times of the year, and that's about the average. I've never spent more than $250. I never got it for more than $200. I mean, cheaper than $200. So you go off the strip, you can find places to eat at very, very reasonable. Now, this is where the expensive part comes in at. If you mess around and you go in a casino, you're going to spend a lot of money. Vegas got every kind of food you want on every block. You don't like something, walk to the next restaurant. They're all side by side. And they got some pop-ups, and they got some small little restaurants on the strip. And they're very reasonable. They're very reasonable. But you got to make sure you get one that's owned by an minority, whether Hispanics, whether it's blacks. You don't see a lot of blacks. There are a lot of blacks in Vegas. They just not in places you want to go to. Because, see, Vegas is broken up in two different areas. You got old Vegas, you got new Vegas. Now, like I said, all the stuff some people call it Las Vegas, some people call it Vegas. Las Vegas is the old part. Vegas is the new part. If you go to a casino and you eat and stuff, you got every celebrity in the world, not just in the United States, in the world, got a got a restaurant in Vegas. Like I said, every celebrity in the world has a restaurant in Vegas. They are very, very expensive, but everybody has one. So if you want some high-end food, or you want to spend a lot of money, because all high-end food is not necessarily good food. And I'm sure a lot of you know that already from your own experiences. But I'm here to tell you that I've had some food that people say was high-end, and it was not high-end. Not by my standards, anyway. Just because you advertise something don't mean that it makes it so. So my whole point is, if you go to Vegas, you can eat multiple ways. You can save a lot of money. You can do a whole lot of things to make sure you don't go broke. Because Vegas, now, like I said, when I talk about Vegas, I'm talking about the south part of the strip that goes toward the airport. Now, when you go to old Vegas, like the Flamingo and some of the old streets, it's the old part of Vegas, you might run across some stuff you don't want to see. Like homeless, they got a bunch of it. But the police do a good job of making sure that you don't see that if you go there for a vacation on the strip. Now, I'm going to tell you something about Vegas that a lot of people don't realize. Because Vegas misleads you. Vegas is not family friendly. There's no way kids should be going to see burlesque shows. Now, Vegas is not family friendly. I didn't find that at all when I was in Vegas. And luckily I didn't, because I didn't take my kid. But Vegas is not family friendly, even though they like to tout that they are. Vegas is about drinking, going to shows, gambling. It's that kind of atmosphere. And Vegas' whole goal is to sell you a package. Come in and eat, come in and drink, come in and gamble, and stay in our hotel. If we can get $1,000 a night out of you, we're doing good. It's like cruise ships. People tell me how much cruise ships love them because they get them free cruises. I guarantee you, if a cruise ship is giving you a free cruise, they're getting more out of it than you think or you are getting out of it. They're not stupid. They're not dumb. You don't see cruise ships going out of business very often because they got a lot of idiots that come in there. I got a free cruise ship. A free cruise on this ship line, because they know you're going to gamble. Whether you win or not every time is irrelevant. The fact that you're gambling. And we all know who wins most gambles when it comes to you versus the house. Yeah, they'll let you win a little bit to bring you back. But I promise you, they're going to get it out of you at some point, some way. So my whole point is, Vegas is not family friendly. Vegas is not made for those who don't want to do any of that. If you want to eat good, go to the suburbs. And if you're really, really cheap, then go to the suburbs and go to chain restaurants. There are some on the strip. They ain't easy to find because the property on the strip is very, very expensive. They're not easy to find. So saying that, let me get down to some things about Vegas that some people must know. Like, every building is brown. There's no green. All the trees are either imported from somewhere else or fake. They don't believe in grass. Most houses, they're all stone. It's very hot. But one of the things about Vegas I love to death. This is why Vegas is always high on my places to go. You can go to Vegas and you can drive to any national park in Utah, Arizona, California, all within 4 to 5 hours. That's what I love. I don't like Vegas because of Vegas. I like Vegas because of where it's located and the things I can do around Vegas. See, I'm a little bit different. Every place has got to have a home base. Vegas is a great home base. There's like about 10 national parks. You can go to Vegas all within maybe 4 to 5 hours, maybe 6 hours. Whether that's California, whether that's Utah, whether that's Arizona, whether that's Nevada. Yeah. And then not only that, you can go to the beach in San Diego if you like the beach. You can go to San Diego in 5 hours. You're on the beach, or go 4 hours to LA. You're on the beach. But if you like the national parks, you're right there at the national parks. So Vegas is a great, great place to go if you want to do things outside of Vegas. You really can't beat it. It's one of the few major cities that you can do a whole lot of stuff without being in that major city, or even being close to it, but not far from it. I mean, that's why I like Vegas. Like I said, I've never been into a show. I've never been in a casino. I don't care nothing about that kind of stuff. I care the fact that Vegas flies everywhere. If you go to the Vegas airport, they go everywhere. And 99% of them are direct. There's a few places, matter of fact, I don't know a place I want to go to from a major, not even a major airport, from damn near any airport. They go to Vegas. You got small airlines you never heard of before. They go to Vegas. Vegas is so I guess fun loving. If you want to have fun, Vegas is the place to go. Because you're gonna have fun either in Vegas or around Vegas, but you're gonna have fun. That's the beauty of Vegas. And any kind of food you want, you got it a block. It's only a block from you. It's only a block from you. Any kind of food, any nationality, any culture, the food they serve and you want to eat that is only a block from you. That's the beauty of Vegas. Now, do you have, like I said, Vegas, it's got its share of problems. Don't get me wrong, like most major cities. One thing about it, but one thing about Vegas though, the strip is pretty clean. Now, I ain't gonna say that about when you take the north side of the strip going to Nellis Air Force Base. Oh, hell no. No, you're gonna have your problem. No, you're gonna have your problems. You're gonna run into the homeless, you're gonna run into people on bicycles. Matter of fact, I was in a hotel eating one time, and the homeless tried to come to the hotel to eat. Because Embassy Suites give free breakfast. And the homeless, Now, one thing Vegas have a lot of, actually, let me tell you what they don't have a lot of. They don't have a lot of breakfast joints. But I know why. Ain't nobody up to eat breakfast. They all still hungover from the night before. They do not have a lot of breakfast joints. But the one thing they got a lot of are buffets. And now, I'm not a buffet person at all. And the reason they got a lot of buffets, because of the Brits. We know the Brits love buffets. Everybody knows that. You tell a Brit all you can eat for one price, they finna go to work. They finna go to work. You tell them all drinks free, they're not leaving. They're not going back to the UK. Nope, they're gonna stay right there. And so I found that, but I'm saying that because the strip don't have a lot of buffets, or any road running along the strip don't have a lot of buffets. No. Now going to old Vegas, Las Vegas, they have some, but I was not going to take that chance. I'm not afraid to go to areas that are not the most popular part of the city, of any city. I just have this vibe about where I should be and when I should be there. And I kind of listen to it because it's got me this far in life accurately and safely. Yeah, I'm not a person who's going to test trouble. Now, I'm a risk taker, but I'm not testing trouble. I looked at the demographics of where I was at, and I said, nah, this is not going to be me. Yeah, some people say, oh, well, it's safe. A lot of places are safe if you live there. If you coming from somewhere else, they don't look as safe as what you're used to being called safe. They don't look the same way. So my whole point is, you got so many things around Vegas that you can do that you ain't got to be in Vegas to do them. You ain't got to be, just find a place with a decent hotel, a decent hotel, a good airport, and just call that your home base and just move on. Now, saying that, Vegas is not a very expensive city. You could, like I said about the food, you could find cheap hotels, expensive hotels. You could find a place to stay at very, very cheap. Vegas is not very expensive. It's only expensive if you want to make it expensive. And that's a different conversation because you control that. It's not like someplace like Boston, no matter, any place that's, hell, any hotel is going to cost you $100 some a night, whether it's a Motel 6 or whether it's the Ritz-Carlton, it's going to cost you a lot of money. Boston is that way, but Vegas is not that way. And believe it or not, Vegas tax on tourism, when I look at my hotel receipt, it's not that bad. It's cheaper than Florida. It's not that bad. It's not like some other places and stuff. But if you want to go and you want to see the western part of the United States, especially the Southwest or the southern part of the West, Vegas is a great place to be your home base. It's not too far from anything, and rental car prices are very competitive. They're cheaper than most places you're going to go to. And like I said, I spend about $225 a night on a hotel, about another $100 a day for food, because there are days I want a steak and there are days I want just eggs. So there are days I want both of them. So when it comes to my food, and there are days I eat just healthy, and everybody knows health food is expensive as hell. You know, to stay healthy, you gotta spend some money. If not, you're just gonna be dead. And that's your choice. But at the same time, if you can afford $1,000 flight to Vegas, then you should be able to afford to eat someplace other than a buffet. Because I'm not a buffet person at all. I've seen too many people sneeze, touch, spit, all kind of things in buffets. I'm not saying they don't do it on a restaurant, a sit-down restaurant where you order food. I'm not saying they don't do it there. I'm just saying buffets, you know they all doing it. And then you got fat people sitting there want to know, you know, they want to pick over the meat, pick over the food. If you did that from day one, you would not be fat. They got fat people that always picky. And you want to know how you got fat. It wasn't because you was picky. No need to be in your 20s and 30s and fat as hell. Fat people are not designed to live a long time because your bones can't handle the weight that is unexpectedly is carrying. So, saying all that, if you want to, you know, if I'm going to Vegas again in a couple weeks, my attitude with Vegas is simple. Go as much as you can, but don't go focus on what you can do in Vegas. Go focus on what you can do around Vegas. And if you are into that, the nightlife of Vegas, then, you know, that's just an added bonus. Personally, that's just an added bonus. Go and see what all you can do in Vegas and see what all you can do in that part of the country. I mean, that's just an added bonus that you don't expect to get. But, so my whole thing is, I told you what I would do in Vegas. Do what you want to do, but Vegas can either be cheap or expensive, or, you know, I've been to other parts of Nevada. There ain't nothing to do. There's nothing to do in Reno. There's nothing to do in Carson City. There's nothing to do in any of the other cities. And they small little cities, there's nothing to do. They can frustrate you too, because there's nothing to do. And Vegas got things you can do all day long. If you want to shop, Vegas is a shopping city. They got malls everywhere. They got malls in malls. Vegas is just that kind of city. It's one of the ones that from time you wake up to time you go to bed, you can be busy in Vegas. I have seen the Eye. I have seen the Convention Center. I have seen you can tell by my videos underneath. I mean, the videos you're looking at, there is no part of Vegas I have not seen, I have not really enjoyed. You know, Vegas is one of those cities that you're busy. You can just drive the strip 3 or 4 times and see totally different stuff every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes. You want to people watch? People watch. At night, even more fun than the daytime. You see all the weird stuff there because people are coming out of these casinos or from these shows, walking home with the same clothes they had on in the show. And you sit there and crack yourself up looking at some of this stuff. And, you know, like I said, they got crime. But you don't see a lot of tourists with crime unless you see something like that shooting they had a couple years ago from a hotel. That one of the things that anytime you got a large crowd nowadays, you are a target. Anytime you got a large crowd, you are a target. But if you want to shop all day long, outlet malls, Vegas got 3 or 4 of everything you want to see. If you love sports betting, yeah, Vegas is for you. It's all in Vegas. There's no doubt about it, it's all in Vegas. But also, there's so many things outside of Vegas that you want to do. So you really can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong, you know, looking at stuff outside of Vegas. You know, you'll enjoy Vegas. I did. I'm going back again. And I probably end up going to Vegas at least once a year. Yeah, probably twice a year because I like national parks. But as far as the food goes, just take it easy on the casinos. You know, like I said, that you know, Giada De Laurentiis and all that, that food is overpriced and it's no better than the food you can get from any other Italian restaurant. It's kind of like steaks. You can only cook steaks so many different ways before you start asking yourself, is it really better than the steak that was half this price? No. Is this steak bigger than the last steak? No. He left more fat on it than the last guy did, but hell, I can trim the fat myself. When I get done, it's the same size as the last one I had. for $100 for a filet mignon. So go to Vegas, enjoy yourself, and leave me some comments. You will never see me ask for money, Patreon. I'm not into all that. I got what I need. I'm happy. And that's why, they call me the old school traveler, and every now and then I bring the wife along, she don't like being on video, but it's no big deal. But the old school traveler will keep you informed of places you should go but haven't been to yet. Or if you've been to them, I can tell you why I feel differently than you may feel about the same place. Because, like I said, I'm not a budget traveler. I'm a traveler. Peace. This is the old school traveler out.